NWBA action Center in Richmond, Virginia, as we welcome you to Division winner take all between the number 3 ranked Cincinnati and the number 4 ranked LWSRA Recreation Association Hawks out of New Lenox is the one, the only, the coach. It's welcoming all of you. You may as well introduce yourself because
Good, Curtis Lease here watching kind of my home team here, also the Hawks are here in this.
Well, I guess now we'll know which team you're rooting for. Cincinnati going from left to right. Jerseys. Gabe Taylor failing to bank it in. Rebound snatched by the Hawks. But it's a turnover, and here's Gabe Taylor opening the score.
With Gabe in his junior days with the Cincinnati program. Great ball. We're calling his name a lot here in this game.
Thomas Duffy banking that one home for the Hawks.
Player coach Thomas Duffy there. He likes that wing bounce shot.
And there you see him pressure court line. Well played by the Dragons to not force the backcourt. Difficult layup up and in. Gabe Taylor yet again.
Half-court line, but then Duffy was not positioned to help, and you had Heslip and Gabe there doing the 1-2 on his own on that one.
Talbot starting together with player coach Thomas Duffy, Go Wilson, and Myers Hill. Head coach Mike Hackey will start with Spencer Heslop, Jaime, Gabe Taylor, and Steven Olson. Going against the Dragons.
Yeah, Gabe got in. The Hawks, you've got it. That's got to be your number one threat. You cannot let him just set up in the lane. Miles Hill with a big bucket yesterday put the Hawks in this game.
Fading and hitting. Miles Hill. 4-4 is your score. 2 minutes played here in the first quarter.
They've got talent. Wilson, very good chair position, and Gabe coming in. Picked up the offensive foul.
There you see Miles Hill with the errant pass by Wilson. Ball.
She was looking to get that to Caitlin Eaton. Eaton was not expecting the pass.
Mossy finds missing from the right side. It's going to be Hawks basketball.
I think from Cincinnati, they got a little bit of a height advantage here in this game, so I would expect them to be working the ball inside quite a bit.
Let's also see when the play eventually slows down, who's going to control the rebounds. Floating it up and putting it in. Thomas Duffy. Hawks with a 2-point lead, 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Sealed by number 21, Caitlin Eaton.
Mossy off the double team. Bank is open. Back and forth action between both of these teams. Performance from both lineups. Risky pass made. Hill almost turned it over for the Hawks.
Yep, a little bit too aggressive there. Picked up his foul.
Now, second team foul going against the Dragons. First personal.
From 3.
Nothing but the net. Tom out of the team's 9 here to open up the first. Trying to answer.
No answer there. No answer there for Cincinnati. Gets himself set up. No pressure. Great.
You knew he was taking that one. You've seen it before.
I've practiced.
Knowing player habits is surely important for a coach. And I think really emphasize that for his team, that you're going to have to read the to do and will adjust based off of.
Start seeing some pressure put on it when W has the ball, some pressure up high, which hopefully cuts and stuff on the inside. Nice shot there by Talbot.
Pile on the Hawks lead as they're hunting for the division. 11-6 is your score. Hawks in the lead. Taylor missing.
A nice lick away, and W brings the ball back up, looking.
Duffy. Back-to-back trifectas for Thomas Duffy.
Definitely feeling it here early.
Already in double figures, and we're only halfway finished with the first quarter. Thomas Duffy, the flamethrower, here on the biggest stage in the second division. Rebound falls in the hands of Olsen. Fails. There is Spencer Heslop with the offensive putback.
The Hawks and Spencer able to capitalize here.
Duffy maneuver. Got some oohs and ahs from the crowd.
Smart play, calling the timeout, saving the possession.
Quick media timeout, 4:29 remaining here in the first.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports?
I found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
A lot of us are used to, having weapons in the military. Now, foreigners.
Once they find a chair that suits
Ins and out of a chair or your weapon, you're unstoppable.
NWA action brought to excellent, durable wheelchairs for both the present and the future athletes of today. Alongside me is Curtis Lease, LWSRA player, coach, Collegiate Hall of Famer. My name is Max Cates. For this Division II final, the Hawks with a very has 10 out of the team's 14.
Yeah. I was about to say I was expecting to jump out on him, and Spencer just Thomas on fire.
3 triples in a row. His Duffy bag.
And that one, that's a set shot too.
Hawks with their largest lead up to 9. The Hawks have it. Can Duffy decides to pass it. Excellent fake and score.
By Duffy, Talbot got position and able to finish it.
Turned into a one-man show. Their entire offense, right? Thomas Duffy is going to do 3:30 remaining with their largest lead of the game.
What a nice pass into Talbot. Talbot, the concentration adjusts.
And speaking of Talbot, called for his first personal.
You can't be perfect.
Team's first.
You're gonna foul.
Olsen just trying to shake off.
I think they got Hill, said they caught his elbow.
Going against the Hawks. It's Hill's second foul in back-to-back possessions.
That's a close call, but you got once you're in this shooter's cylinder.
Olsen, despite missing the free, very nice form on the line.
Yeah, Taylor.
Taylor, excuse me.
That's a rebound. Come on now.
Yeah, Taylor.
So if you're the Hawks right now, that.
Aaron pass stolen by Motzi. Here's Heslop. Finds Gabe Taylor, puts too short, rebound snagged by the Hawks.
Hawks right now, things are going very well. You just got to limit your turnovers, control. They're playing, Cincinnati's now forced to play your game.
Talbot will take the backboard and out. Rebound now taken by Cincinnati on the break.
Cincinnati got a 5-on-3 here.
And the Hawks recover back on defense just in time.
Effort there to get themselves back in position.
Here's Mozzie, high off the window for two.
You saw everybody's kind of looking at, they're expecting the pass, Didn't stop his chair and let him roll right into one.
Yeah, Motzi just cutting it down to an 8-point Hawks lead. Are looking to crown themselves the Division II champions. Wheelchair basketball players in this division and are more in competing in the first division as Duffy 15 for Duffy.
Yeah, you saw the Talbot ran a nice two-man game, able to get that inside look.
Money, Jaime Mott makes as the lead is back down to 7.
And then again, another turnover for the. My coach in college said turnovers are a bad thing. Let's learn that too.
Back-to-back turnovers, both teams. Talbot missing. Rebound taken by Taylor.
Good look. Cincinnati looking to cut into the 7-point deficit.
Olsen down low. Taylor extra dish. Found Henry. Basketball.
I know he tried to dump it in there to him, but on that one. Another look at Motzi's three.
55 seconds remaining. 7-point Hawks lead. Thomas Duffy with 15.
Nice save there by Miles. You know, they're putting a lot of pressure on the outside on Duffy.
Shot clock as Miles Hills gets checked.
That's Miles' game too. Miles, kind of like we saw the last game. You're going to have some player. Miles is very good at reading the lanes, have a lot of layups.
What I thought was a shooting turnover. Beautiful feed. Up all the way and scoring for his fourth point of the game.
5-point lead. Let's see if Hawks. I mean, for everything they've been doing well. Oh, and he couldn't get enough on it.
Miles Hill missing. Look to shoot it. It's Taylor off the back iron. Their largest lead as much as 10, cut down to 5 by the Dragons. Tonight with a Division II champion. NWBA action brought to you by Performax. We'll be back after a short moment.
Performax signed me when I accomplished anything in this sport. They were the first ones who believed in my capability to be able to repay them for what they've given me. Not only from a product side of it, they believed in what I even did. This is my way of giving back to their organization and their grassroots program that they're putting together here at DK's 3-on-3. Starting to get to that time where if that means helping kids get to college, that's something I'd be interested in. If it's helping
back underway as we now approach the second quarter between the number 4 ranked LWSRA Hawks taking on against the number 3 ranked Cincinnati Dragons. Alongside me is Curtis Lease. My name is Max Gates. For some wheelchair basketball action.
It's a great first quarter there by cut the turnovers. Turnovers is what, is why this game.
Thomas Duffy, 18 points for the triple of the game, and we have just started the second quarter.
He's definitely in the zone.
Scoring is Jaime Matzi.
Nice job by Cincinnati. Then Heslop and Taylor were working the two-man game. The Hawks did a nice job defending it, but left Matzi open. A lot of pressure out there on Duffy from the Dragons.
8 seconds on the shot clock. It's Duffy. Offensive rebound straight into the hands of Miles. With an 8-point lead, 8:40 remaining in the.
Miles was just in the right place, right time, but then that's going to pick up his second foul. After you make such a good read, then he makes the mistake of the foul.
Miles Hill with his second, with 1 for the Hawks.
Not some of these teams like this. These teams seem to have a deep bench, so you cannot afford foul trouble.
Offensive rebound tipped by Henry. Went off. Still regained possession as it was last touched by a Hawks player. Journey heading into this point as in the quarterfinals. ranked Paris Sports Spokane.
Oh.
Errant turnover. Here comes Hill for the Hawks.
Sitting there.
It's a 3-on-2. It's contested by 2, and they look to reset.
Yeah, smart play by. Didn't have the open look, and you reset it.
Talbot dumps it to Hill. And it's going to be a 3-second violation against LWSRA. You could see what they were looking for. Hill trying to get a shot off, but the defense was so well prepared twice.
Maybe a little contact in there, some hand play, but the refs let it go. Benefit of Cincinnati that time.
Gabe Taylor. Offensive rebound missed by Henry.
I was looking to push here for the Hawks. As they got a number situation, 5-on-3. But Dragons able to recover. You can see now they're going to pressure Duffy wherever he goes. Talbot's definitely a capable scorer himself. So again, you see if the Cincinnati extends outside, that's going to open up some lanes and some looks for Talbot inside.
But the key, the leading scorer currently for 7 points for Jaime. Duffy, a 3.
That was a heat check there, I think, as he's going ahead. Not quite there, but.
Yeah, even while he was shooting, he was spinning away from
Talbot's last back, and again, you can see Caitlin getting it, kind of seal him in there.
What really makes a successful team know their role and really just excel it to perfection, because when you want, you're going to have to sacrifice parts of your game for the betterment of the team.
Caitlin Neatland, she's a 2-time Paralympian, and her job is to get the bigs in. You can't let her. If you let her take a layup, she'll burn you. But she knows her main job, and she's very good at it.
Dragons. Henry misses the putback. He looks to push, finds Hill to his left. The breaks and gets the touch.
That's Olsen getting a nice outlet to Duffy, and then with a 2-on-1 break.
The Hawks looking to fly away as they're up by 12. The Hawks smelling the Division II champion. Overs like that, it's going to make it just a tad bit easier.
Again, the nice outlet by Wilson. Then Miles in the break.
It's going to be a quick 30-second timeout for the Dragons. The Hawks are playing at such an incredible that this Cincinnati Dragons defense can't keep up, and when they alongside Thomas Duffy and his 4 3-pointers, they
right now it's 3-headed monster with Hill, Talbot, and Duffy. Duffy, it's going to open up those cutting lanes and stuff, and again, like that last play, just 2-on-1 break. They got their spacing, able to get. I would like to see from Cincinnati. I would like to. You got a height advantage on them between him and Olsen. I'd like to see them more inside, a little bit more inside game from them.
Okay. The first quarter. It was relatively early during that period, so he had 12-point Hawks lead. We're soon also prepared as we're 36 seconds away from the break.
Spencer with the pressure out there on Duffy this time.
Duffy, a long three.
Ooh, a little chair contact there too. I think he's hoping for the foul call, but not. Quick hands, good chair position, gets a steal.
The referees are letting them forward. Here's Hill, right down the middle, rattles out.
A nice feed there from Talbot. Hill just not able to finish on that one. That happened as I could though.
Gabe Taylor having a quiet first quarter, quiet early in the second. Hawks team has to pay attention to.
Yeah, definitely a skilled player that pushed it with a layup. That's going to be the key for Cincinnati to get back in this game.
For this Dragon team with 7, together with Jaime Matzi. 6 seconds. Talbot open. Hill saving a possession for Talbot. The Hawks controlling the glass. Duffy pass down low. Talbot, difficult shot off the window.
Hey, Cincinnati, there was just a better shot. Nice shot by Matthew Talbot.
Half, Hawks with their largest lead of the game at 12. Snatch the Division II National Championship Association. Gabe Taylor getting fouled.
Again, you see Taylor getting inside the key, which I think is key for him. A little backup foul.
As we will take a Taylor will go to the line.
Freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports.
I found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
A lot of us are used to, having weapons in the military. Now formats.
Once they find a chair that suits
Ins and out of chair or your weapon, you're unstoppable.
(32-20) is your score with the LWSRA, the second division NWBA. Alongside me is Curtis Lees on air for you today. Gabe Taylor now on the line. Joint leading score. And as you said, Curtis, a player that this Hawks team has to look out for.
So almost like the media timeout froze him on that one.
Maybe he got caught off his rhythm a little bit. But that form looks just as nice as ever. High with 8 points. Hawks still have a double digit of the first half.
Again, key for the Hawks right now. Their offense is clicking. They've done a better job with the turnovers. Keep those down. I think that'll be the key to their success for Cincinnati. Get Taylor in there for the inside play.
Here's Hill. Clock, nothing but the bottom.
Nice shot. He comes up with the steal.
He's got multiple of these throughout the game. He's playing like a man possessed on the defensive end. Every hustle play, and is what a championship player is made of. Talbot trying his luck from range, gets his own offense. Basketball.
There'll be a race for the ball here between. Not quite able to track it down.
Gabe Taylor. Too much for Heslop to handle. And there you see the
Yeah, Mozzie lost control of the ball there, and Hill was. Again, your scoring sheet, you're going to see a lot of Hill, a lot of Talbot, a lot of Duffy, but from an Eaton and the picking from Wilson there.
Hill finds an open Duffy, well contested by Heslop.
Heslop got there in time.
The feed, Hill, the spin, Wilson.
A buzzer, a nice little shot from the right. And that's hard as defensively. Again, that's your when your fourth shoot are making their shots.
Jaime Mossy here in the first half answers with what would have been the largest lead, down to a 12-point game, a minute 43 remaining. LWSRA.
Yeah, big answer by Mozzie there. It's the best answer.
Weaving his way through the defense, and he first half points.
Little help from Wilson there, but Thomas.
He could fit through a keyhole at that. Back-to-back triples. Puts that one in. The Dragons and the first half.
Nice shot by Taylor again. Yeah, Cincinnati, I think their goal right, and the Hawks' goal right now here is to maintain that double.
Tried it from distance. It's nothing but the.
I think he's trying to say that maybe somebody. You see there on that one, but Thomas's last 3-point shot, maybe a little forced. I think because like, I don't airball shots, Mr. Referee.
Olsen taking.
Olsen had the size there. It was defended by Eatlin and Wilson, but not able to.
3-second difference between shot and game clock. The Hawks with a fantastic start on offense to look to snatch the Division II championship. Talbot missing. He'll take it, and he'll make it.
Once again, they're taking that shot a little early, in my opinion, and giving the Dragons the first quarter wasn't able to make that 3-pointer, but this time they were able to hit the bucket and make it a 9-point game.
The Hawks lead by as much as 17 points, now cut down to 9 by the Dragons, but Thomas Duffy with 20 first half points has been causing problems.
I think, the Dragons doing a little bit better, pushing them out. A couple from deep, but I expect we'll see some more attempts here in the.
To the first half of the Division II matchup, the number 4 ranked 9-point lead against the number 3 ranked. We'll be back after a short moment. Everybody, welcome to NWBA action in Richmond. We're going to be looking for the second division champion. 4 teams, the number 4 ranked LWSRA Hawks and the number 3 ranked Cincinnati Dragons. My name is Max Cates, honored to bring all of you wheelchair basketball action. 38-29 is your score. The Hawks lead. Sure, a man on a mission, 20 first half points.
Cincinnati at halftime, and it's like, what's your key to get back in this game? And and he's kind of got them a little bit out of sorts. So they're expect to see when he has the ball, and he said also just to remember what got them here. They've been playing great all them here and get back to their basics. For the Hawks, I'm talking with Coach Duffy, it's like their key here is just the turnovers, play with a lot of high energy, communication, and not let the guys like that get in that side.
There's as the loose ball comes right to him in front of the rim. It's here in the third. 7-point Hawks lead. It's a foul against the Hawks, and if you're the Dragons, you can really to try and tie this game up as we're winding down.
Yeah, say that getting that for halftime to cut it to a 9-point lead, getting the first bucket, now a turnover. This is definitely what Cincinnati needs to get back in here. Mozzie can shoot the 3, so they're also showing the pressure on him.
A few steps beyond the 3-point line. Swish. All Cincinnati players with 14 points.
We got a 5-point for the half. Our key to setting the tone, and right now Cincinnati's got. And another turnover.
10-second violation against Cincinnati, and Thomas Duffy needs to talk over. It's not looking good to open up the third.
Yeah, you can't get too comfortable yet in Cincinnati.
A 9-point lead eradicated down to 5. To come back as we played 59 seconds in the third quarter.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in it?
Having weapons in the military now, Formax is our new M16.
It's our new battle buddy. Find a chair that suits them. Anything's possible.
When you understand the ins and outs of a chair or your weapon, you're unstoppable.
Five-point Hawks. 9 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. The beat the number 13 ranked Parasport Spokane 49-43. They beat the number 5 ranked team, the Kansas City Kings. The number 1 ranked Tampa Bay Strong Dogs as the 3. Taylor Motzi gets the offensive rebound.
Now falling away for Cincinnati. Coach W took that timeout. Don't get too comfortable. Had the 9-point lead at halftime, but there's still a lot of basketball to go.
Here's Hill dishing.
And that all started with Talbot on the rebound down there. Hill's looking for the out. Ended up getting a nice shot.
Talbot now 10. Here's Masi. Pass. Down low to Steven Olson. He'll go to the.
Use that size. They definitely have a size. Overall, have a size advantage.
Erica Wilson, second team foul. Steven Olson only one first half. He's sure done the dirty work. That's beyond the scoring. You see to get open. You see him rolling around the floor, all the defensive recoveries as he hits both of the free.
And again, on that one, the pick and roll there got him in the lane, basket, but got the foul, and now has 2 points.
Here's Hill. Left. Use a screen as she switches over. Looking to take it himself. Oh. Miles Hill needs to be careful. That's his third team foul against the Hawks. And the third.
And you see sometimes there, once Mozzie got, that's tough. You know, Mozzie kind of put himself there and just kind of closed the hole. And
here's, that's an excellent screen set by Herb Henry to get him open.
doing the dirty work, as they say, but against Cincinnati, attacking inside to do.
Down to as much as 3.
Well, that was very up his fourth foul.
Duffy picking up right where he left off for his 5th triple.
It took him 3 minutes to get his first shot here in the second half. They need to, you know, you go with what works.
Putting it in, and this looks like a completely different compared to what you've seen in the first 2 quarters.
Just like Coach Hackey said, remember what, you know, and they're definitely doing that now. Another turnover by the Hawks.
And get another 2. Gabe Taylor feeling it here. 6 points, and the Hawks' lead is up by.
Cincinnati's definitely come out with a different team. The Hawks are forced to call another timeout. Back to what worked for them in the first half.
Thomas Duffy looking to call the time. Dragons are soaring as they have negated a 13 remaining. Hawks with their wheel.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports?
I found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
A lot of us are used to. It's our new M16.
It's our new battle buddy. Once they them, anything's possible.
When you understand the ins and outs of a chair or your weapon, you know, you're unstoppable.
NWBA action brought to you by Performax here in the Richmond, Virginia. We're going to be crowning a Division II champion, SRA Hawks and the Cincinnati Dragons.
So it looks like Duffy setting up for another 3.
That one just a touch short. The Hawks with another chance to put the ball in the basket.
The intensity from Cincinnati is much different in this half also.
Duffy.
Again, if you're the Hawks, you got to watch number 46, Gabe Taylor. You got to know where he's at.
Offensive foul against Steven Olson. Illegal screen.
Yeah. He's coming up for the pick, but use his foot plate, and that's not gonna. That's tough for possession. Duffy looking for the opening there.
Talbot trying to shake off Motzi. The Hawks move it around. They have 6 seconds on the shot clock. Talbot rolling to his left, can't convert.
Nice.
And it's stolen immediately by the Cookies as she saves it, and Duffy has it.
The Cincinnati player was not aware.
The Hawks moving the ball nicely with his 12th point.
Yeah, say for the Hawks, you needed that one there. Cincinnati need to establish that, stretch that lead back. Right now, there's not much.
What a feed. It's going to be a holding foul against the Hawks.
Heslip.
His second personal. Now, 4th team foul. 18 remaining. That's their last foul to give. Going to have a quick media timeout. We'll be back after a short moment.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports?
A lot of us are used to, having weapons in the military. Now, Formax is our new M16.
It's our new battle buddy. Them, anything's possible.
When you understand the ins and outs of a chair or your weapon,
In the Enrico Sports and Events Center in Richmond, Virginia. Featured NWBA Hall of Famer alongside me. My name is Max Cates. I'll
never get sick of hearing it.
Does feel good, doesn't it?
And we had the nice shot by Gabe Taylor. Let's say we had the Hall of Fame ceremony for the overall NWBA. And Jeremy Obilotti among 2 of the people who were inducted. Definitely nice to be acknowledged.
Yeah, off the Gabe Taylor bucket.
So Gabe has definitely turned it.
6 seconds on the shot clock. Take short off the front iron. Shot. So the Cincinnati Dragons now have a chance to grab their.
I say definitely looking for the time. Your Hawks, man, you gotta turn it up to the intensity here on. Cincinnati's doing a much better job using their possessions.
Taylor, well contested.
Yeah, a little far out, a little bit of a forced shot in my opinion here. Inside is what's working.
Here come the Hawks. And they get the bucket.
As I was saying earlier, Caitlin, she knows her in, but you cannot leave her alone. She will hit her layup.
Giving the Hawks back to a 4-point lead. Shot just missed by Heslop. And Hill has the ball as he needs to be careful for a 10-second violation. They just saved it.
The Hawks can get another bucket here. Make it a lead out.
Duffy off the back iron and out.
Then Miles Hill right.
Sloppy play turnover, and the Hawks get the basketball. They use this quarter, and we'll keep it on air as it's a 4-point.
The timeout of necessity as they were kind of trapped in the key there once they got the possession back. In the rebound, saving the possession for the Hawks, and they're able to.
That's a risky foul to take in this scenario, because what if it's neck and neck heading into the fourth quarter and you don't have any timeouts? Another timeout.
Yeah, you try to bank him, if you can, but in that situation, quarter you probably don't call that here in the third quarter. 4-point game. Important.
2:23 remaining. We're going to who will look to take their spot and rank up to the season.
Yeah, I'd say both these teams next year I believe have to go up the division unless they have a lot of personnel changes, but you'll see both these.
I for sure 3-point era, to say the least. He has 5 threes. Oh, and here's Hill with the score.
Great two-man game by Miles there.
Miles Hill now sitting at double figures. Bucket in the second half. Motzi tried his luck from leaking in transition.
Unfortunately, Mozzie was the only guy back for both teams. A lot of contact, no call.
9 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Talbot, a 3. Matthew Talbot from downtown puts the, and all the work the Dragons have put in the third.
Yeah, just like that, the Cincinnati had the ball down 2. Change that fast.
Motzi, for now, he's been very efficient today. That's a dozen for Motzi. He has 2. Minute remaining before the end of the third.
Steal there by Eatlin.
Talbot missing. Open on the 3-point line.
Yeah, Matt didn't get the position that he's looking for. That might be a time to kick that out and don't force a shot.
Missing the 3 ball is Gabe Taylor. Go to the Dragons. Here's Heslop.
About 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. And go for this a one shot. They might not have a choice.
The Dragons press. Hill. Foul will go against Spencer Heslop of Cincinnati. Against the Dragons, Heslop's first personal.
I was going to say it, but I didn't think the ball would be in the backcourt. I was going to say that benefited the play.
Here's Duffy. 6. Slow, off glass and in. Buzzer for the Hawks. Reinstates their lead back up. The replay. Nice. Excellent seal.
Eaton there, Cincinnati not able to recover. Nice way to.
Here at the third, 10 minutes remaining before we have a national. Will it be the LWSRA Hawks out of New Lenox, Illinois, or the number 3 ranked Cincinnati Dragons out of Cincinnati, Ohio? We'll find out in 30 seconds for the start of the fourth quarter.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved?
Found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
Having weapons in the military, now Formax is our new M16.
It's our new battle buddy. once they find a chair that suits.
When you understand the ins and outs of a chair or your weapon, you know, you're unstoppable.
Ten-minute Division II NWBA champion. My name is Max Gates. I'm here for Championship Sunday. This is going to be the second last championship court. This is quote-unquote the appetizer before the between the reigning, defending Dallas Wheelchair squaring off against the number 2 ranked Wausau Marquette Eagles.
I don't know, for Cincinnati here to start, again, down by 9 at halftime, they came out with such fire to start off the third quarter.
Off the glass, holding foul against the Hawks. His third personal, first team foul in the fourth quarter.
Cincinnati came out, like you said, a different team in the start of the second half there. It cut it down. They only cut 2 points off their deficit in the entire quarter. Again, they're going to have to do a little bit more here in the fourth quarter.
And here's Gabe Taylor. Olsen dishes it down low. Henry. He doesn't take a lot of shots. He's normally one of those pick setters.
They've been able to dump it down to Eden a couple of times. Not able to make it happen that time.
Oh, Duffy is calling for it as he gets checked by Heslop.
Talbot. Heslop just a little late getting over.
Second personal against Heslop. 54-47.
They're going to get another hook there, it looks like.
Jaime Matsi now called for his first personal, team second. Now the Hawks can use this to their advantage. 2 quick fouls just starting in the fourth. If they play aggressive and get free throws down the line, danger for the Dragons.
That's true. You can't leave open shots like that.
Hill could take his time and observe putting that one in.
Yeah, way too much space when you're that close.
Matsi the dish. Here's Taylor. Will take it. 2 points for Gabe Taylor. Himself a stellar finals performance, trying to will this. They're down by 7 here in the opening minutes of the fourth.
The key. You got Heslop and Mozzie also.
But who can stop Thomas Duffy? The mirror every day. 26 points for back up by 10.
Yeah, they lost him on that one, and Duffy made him pay.
6th triple in the finals for Thomas Duffy.
Good defense there by Talbot, gets the steal.
The Hawks look to start on a run. Finds Talbot.
But they get the pressure out on this time.
Hill will take it. Miles Hill with 14 points, 6 in. The Hawks are flying away with this one.
Say extended. Cincinnati needs an answer here.
And they will. Gabe Taylor missing the 3 ball.
Again, and you can see right now. Just not think there's a couple gut punches there. Cincinnati's seeing the scoreboard, seeing the time ticking down.
Here's Matthew Talbot showing some patience. Couldn't.
Shot there for Matt. Like I said, good patience. Now you got a 2-on-1.
Gabe Taylor covered one-on-one with Duffy. Otzi trying to use, and Caitlin Eaton will be called for her first personal foul. So far, no foul trouble yet for either team here in the fourth.
Question the call and not bothered by it.
Bucket.
That was a big, big bucket for Cincinnati.
Triple for Jaime Mazzi, sitting now at 15 points. Point lead. The Hawks were up by as much as 13. The Dragons wound up coming back down to 2 as that. But then towards the end of the third, the Hawks back up.
I say that last shot by Talbot, a good look, good form. Just say 5 minutes to go here since. And
beautiful ball
get
movement. Just phenomenal. From wing to foul line, down to the right block. Score for Stephen Olson. Erica Wilson called for her third personal foul.
So middle to help, and again, like you said, nice ball movement from Cincinnati, and it was gonna go. Now it's 6.
Stephen Olson, Hawks by 6, seconds away. Dead ball as Hill has it. Wing, and it's going to be an offensive foul against the Hawks. Timeout, and it's getting close between these two teams. Hunt.
Freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports.
A lot of us are used to, the military. Now Formax is our new M16.
It's our new battle buddy. Once they find a chair that suits them, anything's possible.
When you understand that, you're unstoppable.
Welcome back to the Henry Richmond, Virginia. Offensive foul committed by. It's going to be Dragons basketball, who have been trailing and are looking to climb back during the biggest stage WBA.
I was gonna say this has definitely been a
against Miles Hill.
Yeah, that's when you get the ball that where you to get the ball over. If you're gonna be by half court, you got to give yourself some space. Happen and Miles hit the line.
And you could see he was just looking down at his wheels to see whether or not he had position. He just had a sliver. Here's Gabe Taylor, full head of steam down to the basket, and he might have gone.
Yeah, I know it looked like Duffy tried to, and in the ref's eyes, there was not enough to award the foul. But now we got a 4-point.
24 points for the Dragons. to find a way to get some momentum to make sure their lead is safe.
Fourth, Hawks got the early lead, felt pretty comfortable at halftime.
Talbot couldn't beat the shot clock. And here's Heslop all the way, and he'll put it in. A dozen for Spencer Heslop, and the Hawks' lead only by 2.
It seems like just and Cincinnati's went on a run here.
Jump ball called. Gabe Duffy corralling for it at half court. Speaking of Taylor, slightly during the layup, but still drops it in.
That's been key for Cincinnati as well here. They had the side here, and now the tie-up and the possession arrow going Cincinnati.
A 3 for the lead, 2 to tie. Looking to complete their comeback. Forces up a shot, but he gets fouled in the process.
Got positions, waited patiently, ended up getting the foul called. So close to tying this game or taking the lead, but can't quite crest that hill.
You got to give them credit for how they've been fighting. Scenario as Matzi gets his first trip to the line. One of 2. It's going to be Hawks basketball.
And like we were saying, the Hawks have one more chance here to pad their. 1 point is not comfortable at all.
Now we're going to find out what the Hawks keep their lead, with which they have been desperately holding. The pass just got a little bit too high from Eaton. She of the Dragons, who are on a 3-on-2 break. Gets stopped by Talbot. Taylor, and the Hawks now look to make a push. Smartly looks to play slow. Missing. Just can't get a bucket, neither the Hawks or the Dragons, as it's getting tense with 2.5 minutes remaining for the championship.
After that 12-point lead, the Hawks have gone giving the ball away, but they might just benefit.
Mossy has it. 9 seconds left on the shot. Intercepted by Talbot, and he gets held immediately. Called for fouling on the backside of the chair. It's the 3rd team foul against the Dragons. Will go off. Mossy looks to fix something up with his chair.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved in adaptive sports?
I found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
A lot of us are used to, having weapons in the military. Now, formats.
Once they find a chair that suits
Ins and out of chair or your weapon, you're unstoppable.
Two minutes before we'll crown a division. NWBA, will it be the team out of New Lenox, Illinois, LWSRA Hawks, or the number 3 ranked Cincinnati Dragons? Connect between these two teams. The Dragons have been 13 but the Hawks still remain on top, but only by a sliver.
Yeah, big possession here.
Talbot manages to shake off Herb Henry.
Talbot definitely got the chair skills in that matchup.
And as we spoke about earlier at the start of the fourth quarter, 2 quick fouls in the fourth. Now they have had their fourth Hawks, neither team with a foul to give. So whoever has even the slight lead will have the advantage.
Yeah, if you are trailing, sometimes you want to foul and send them come into play also.
6 seconds. Doubled, finds Hill. Get
Big bucket by Miles Hill there. And a nice pressure on Duffy. He had to dump it and give him a 3-point lead.
Taylor fails to answer.
That's and the size-wise was pretty comparable. He was not able to finish it.
Hill says, calm down. We can get a good look here. Minute remaining in the fourth. Looking to snatch. It's Talbot missing off the glass. And head coach Micah Hackey screaming time.
Saved a foul call, I think, on Thomas Duffy there. So instead of shooting free throw, deep.
Clutch make by Hill. 3-point cushion, 46.2 remaining. Dragons back after the timeout.
What would you say to that freshly injured veteran looking to get involved?
Found my outlet through wheelchair basketball.
A lot of us are used to, having weapons in the military. Now formats.
Once they find a chair that suits them, anything's possible.
You're unstoppable.
.2 remaining. It's going to be Dragons basketball. 8 to tie, or 2 to make it a 1-point game.
Taking advantage of a new rule in the NWBA this year. They got that rebound called the quick timeout, and they both.
The 3 missed by Motzi. And that's the 5th team foul against.
I think the referees are going to talk and see if that was an intentional foul because they had Hill out on the breakaway.
Third personal. Now the team's 5th.
Yeah, it's just a rule. Very big free throws here. Obviously, with only hit one of them, it's a 2-possession game.
Talbot, this is his first trip to the foul line. Misses the first one.
He's been out there the whole game. These last minute can be the hardest.
He currently sits at 15 points. Hawks by 3. Ice cold.
That was a big shot right in game. So the Hawks get one more stop, and Cincinnati's going to have to.
This free throw puts the Hawks up by 2 possessions, 31. Dragons will need to get some fast offense moving with half a half, we will crown a Division II national. Here with the NWBA, it's a party here in Richmond, Virginia. Final stages. This is the second to last game before the first division. See, his pass went off the shoulder of Olsen. Floor.
And they called it. That was about the worst thing. And Hill, not under control, and they get the ball right back.
So the best case scenario, time is not running, and you're inbounding right by the rim where you need to score. Let's see what Cincinnati draws up.
And Miles Hill just fouled out.
Personal foul. He's gone.
And that's just, you cannot do that as one of the main cogs in that team. Now you're out of the game. You gotta be aware. The guy that's on the line is probably not one of their better free throw shooters. And I'll hit the free throw, but yeah, again, Miles, he can't.
Herb Henry knocking down his, and what a time to do so. The quick flick of the wrist misses the second, catched by Erica Wilson. Spencer Heslop called for his fourth personal team foul against Cincinnati. Erica Wilson to yet again make it a 2-possession lead for the Hawks.
I know the Hawks were arguing that they were trying to call timeout as soon as they got that rebound, but the foul was called.
First trip to the foul line, rattles in and out.
That was halfway down.
Rebound, shot clock turned off. Dragon, they need to get something. It's Heslop off the Hawks lead. And it's going to be a timeout. 4 remaining. It's heating up here in Richmond. The Hawks 64, Dragons 63. The Dragons are going to foul right after the inbound.
Yeah, I think for the Hawks, you're going to look probably their best free throw shooter, and yeah, like I said, Cincinnati's going to be. Wouldn't surprise me to see them double up on Duffy, make him throw the ball.
There's so many chances of you get fouled. What will happen? It's this big butterfly effect that's going to unfold in front of us. And I think it's a smart decision that the Hawks do decide to take timeout, because they have been sloppy on a few passes in the second half that they wish they could have taken back.
Yeah, and again, not have it Miles. And again, one of them right off a turnover. He's a ball handler. He's got Kevin Cohn. You see him limited action this weekend is in there for him. You see all the pressure on Duffy, and they're gonna, as a coach, that's what I'm saying, make somebody else beat it.
No Miles. Kevin Cohn is his replacement. Huge group huddle among both of the teams.
Feels like a rugby.
Heslop's wheel was out of bounds according to Eaton. Talbot will get the basketball.
You know, the Hawks saying Heslop was trying to get position there and went out of bounds to get there. And out of bounds to establish position.
Haslop out of the game. Referee Micah Hackey speaking to our referees. And instead, Haslop's foul is rescinded, down to 4. Gabe Taylor now getting his second personal.
Big free throws here for Matthew.
Knocks down the first one. At the line during clutch situations, he split the pair game.
And say if you're depending on this thing, obviously I think you're gonna have to guard out for the three-point shot.
Ice
Big free
in
throws.
his vein.
Oh, costly error.
Huge error for the Dragons. Jubilation bench. And they're going to the line again.
It's a violation. He went inbounds while he had the ball. So it's
And what a player to get the foul line.
Duffy Kanaisa here hit one of these buckets. And that's
This time, Spencer Heslop is out the game. Micah Hackey giving instructions, getting her first minutes of action in a huge clutch situation.
And then Gabe, he had the ball. And I think he rolled inbounds, but still holding the.
First trip to the foul line. His first free throw is pure.
Now if you're the Hawks, just get back, do not foul. Cincinnati touches the ball, but do not foul.
28 points for Tom. Matzi hands it off to Olsen. Matzi, and that will do it. The number 4 ranked team in the second division set against the number 1 ranked Tampa Bay Strong Dogs, NWBA Division II champions.
Incredible. Missing a couple players, and that's a sin.
The championship heading home to New Lenox, Illinois. What a performance by all of these athletes.
Great game. Cincinnati hung tough. Again, there were several times you thought that they were on the ropes, and they were able to battle back and made it one of the more exciting games that we've had this tournament.
Thomas Duffy leading the way with 28. Clutch free throws down the line. He has 18, and Miles Hill. A lot of offensive grit and determination. Despite a valiant effort for the Dragons, 24 points for Gabe Taylor, Spencer Heslop with 14, and Jaime Matzi with 16. My name is Max Cates. Alongside me is Curtis Lease, your Division II champions, the LWSRA Hawks.